instead, and we're ready to roll. So where last we left off, we did the full docs of Mrs. Vickers. She's a pig, folks. Fucking Landwell pig. But we're still combing through why they flagged down Esoteric Shaggy. It was because of explosive clips like the one we were about to see in a second. So, where last we left off, we were looking at Mr. Vickers' podcast that he does with his wife and the top-hatted anus man, and things were about to get wild. But what I wanted to show you, really, so we heard there in the last clip that Faith Vickers had filed a DMCA because Ralph had used an image of Xander to do a GoFundMe so he could get visitation rights to see his own flesh and blood. Right, okay. Let's wear the tinfoil hat and say that's scummy as fuck, using that kid's image to grift online. Okay. That's scummy as fuck. So, why is it okay for you to do it, bitch? Help protect Xander. This is a GoFundMe by her that she still has live. And it's got donators like Kiwi Farms always wins. Help protect Xander. A campaign created by Faith Vickers. Words fail me, truly. And you know what? Why? $675 and the line is like this? How much did this bitch want? Like 6 mil? How much did she want? Oh, shall we read through the cringe donate? Kiwi Farms always wins. Ethan Ralph, BTFO. Unnamed pig horse baby. Oh, this is hilarious. Truly. Cameo! This actually wasn't me. I'd have done something far more original. There's Brian. Now this actually might be Brian. This actually probably is Brian. I mean, let's read Brian's dono together. Reminder, I'll be boxing Ethan Ralph live on air on PPP's channel, 4 rounds, 3 minutes a round. This is Brian, isn't it? PPP will be the referee of the match. Brian sent $5 US. That's gotta be real, right? That's gotta be a Brian. That's gotta be a real Brian. But why is it okay for her to do it and not Ralph? Why is that okay? To literally grift from Kiwi Farms. Why is it okay for her to do it but not Ralph? So that's sinking. And go on to this clip. So, as we said, this is this podcast that they're doing together to grift money from Kiwi Farms. Because it's okay when they do it. So let's play a bit. And then, you know, you're going to see Vickers in... He ain't balaclava, he ain't a warrior. He's literal soy bug man with a pig wife. So...
Paul Merchant is liking tweets fantasizing about raping Ethan Ralph's infant daughter. When? What? The fuck are you talking? Well, I don't know who he is.
So they've just been exposed by a person in their chat for liking tweets fantasizing about raping Ethan Ralph's infant daughter. That's fucked. That's really fucked. And probably that should give you a glimpse of to the level and the degree and the world that they're in. You know? But these are the moral high ground. These are far better people. That it's good, it's light versus darkness, it's good versus evil. Really? Really? How is this any better than anything Ralph ever does? You're really the light, Mr. Vickers.
Dude, I would have already taken some kind of action, but I don't know who he is. So.
And I tried to fucking get to the bottom of that, but
Which one's talking? Which one do we associate that voice with? Is it the top-hatted anus man smoking a cigar? Is it the skull? Is it the flaming skull? Is it this, or is it the pig wife? I'm gonna say that's the voice of a pig wife.
Having these delusional shit where he's like, oh, they're fantasizing, and it's not the case at all. But I think if he wants to play with the big boys, and it might be time to bring him into it.
This is what it's all about, by the way. It's about the good, the bad, and the vicious. It's about Kino Casino. It's about Jaden McJudas's show. That's your sector. That's what you want, if you allow it to be this way. It's not about anything entertaining or anything good, or it's literally this. Anything constructed around hating Ethan Ralph. This is what you want. Oh, and Josh's show, which is shit. But this is what you want. Really? Is this what it was all for, the end game? I'm pretty sure back in the day, there was a plurality to any subject covered. You could tune into a show and watch a Ralph show, or a Sargon show, or a Jahan show, or a View Tech USA show, or a Jim Sterling show, or a show on Random A-Log number 6, or a Video Game Snake show, or a Leo Pirate show, or a Vordrak show, or a Josh show, or an Elaine show, or any... There was a plurality to the subjects. It wasn't just about Ethan Ralph and, by association, Nick Fuentes. But this is what they want you to feed upon. Feed upon the pig slop like his wife.
That's so Shaggy to put his fucking skin in the game if he wants the damn pony ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to keep just absolutely lying like that, I would just subpoena Twitter for Ezo Shaggy's information.
So they've subpoenaed Twitter. They've subpoenaed Twitter for Esoteric Shaggy's information. The man who's literally a fucking insect. This is like an insect Twitter account. You know, we're going to subpoena this man for tweeting about Ethan Ralph and Tucker Carlson. Ethan Ralph and Tucker Carlson. Let's subpoena Twitter so we can get Esoteric Shaggyism's details. And they're doing it. You know, we talk about gay ops, we talk about things happening behind the scenes and all of this shit. They're literally doing this in public. Now, you might be forgiven, but I'm using the term public very loosely because this has a viewership of literally tens of people. So you might be thinking, okay, you're using the word in public very loosely here. But they're doing this in, none of this is on a show. They're literally planning to subpoena people, random no-name Twitter accounts. They're planning to subpoena Twitter to get the doxes for them, so they can do what with it? Air it in this public forum? Have Anus Man, God knows what with the information?
We don't even have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, if he's going to keep just absolutely lying like that, I would just subpoena Twitter for Ezo Shaggy's information.
We don't even have to do
This
that.
is in public. You know, why is this okay? And why was it okay, right, when the Chudbud leaks happened and it revealed that Vickers was planning to subpoena people and all of this shit? Why was that all right and swept under the rug? Is that not the most faggy shit you've ever heard? I mean, take the fact that it's no-name Twitter account, 8,000, Esoteric Shaggyism, the insect. Let's take his name out of the equation and just put it in anyone else. Let's put it as, so Quadratic Residue. You're going to be subpoenaed. You're going to have Twitter be subpoenaed so they can gather your docs because you said that Mr. Vickers' wife looked like a pig. XYZ. They're subpoenaing Twitter for you as well. Delusions of Grandeur. They're subpoenaing Twitter for you as well. Queen Jess, it's happening to you as well. Like, this is for real. the level that they'll stoop to. I have never known Ethan Ralph to subpoena Twitter to get doxes of people. Not for one moment. But you better believe that if he ever did, you'd never hear the end of it.
Don't even have to do that.
Yeah, well, hey, you know that I loves to know who people are.
You know that I fully endorse this message. Now, if this was the kill stream, which it's trying to be, bizarrely, if this was the kill stream, a statement like that, I'm a subpoena Twitter to get esoteric shaggyism's docs, would be met by a, say it with me, I don't necessarily co-sign that. I don't necessarily co-sign that, is what that would be met with. Not full endorsement from the host himself, as we see in this thing here. So what's the polarity of difference, folks?
Loves to know who people are. For legal reasons, of course.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, well, hey, you know that I loves to know who people are. For legal reasons, of course.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I'm serious. Because otherwise everyone's going to be like, oh, it's fake, it's this or that. I mean, no. I mean, if you subpoena Twitter in the filing,
He's doing Xanax now. You need to slow that down. I don't necessarily co-sign that, Gator. That's my best Ralph on Xannies. Ralph Mania. Ralph Mania. Well,
I'm just saying too. We don't have to do that. We have somebody who's already in the court system, who's already in the court's eyes.
oh yeah.
Who's not supposed to have third parties doing shit for them.
Yeah. Just like Spectre was in the Pentagon filing deets on JMK, the Anus Man has a man inside the courts filing deets on esoteric shaggyism. What the fuck? What LARPing?
And we can. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of discovery or something to where we can figure out exactly what these motherfuckers.
Ralph is live now,
behind the scenes.
vaping away in Dick's studio. We're going to go to Ralph in a second. I hope. Can anyone tell me where he is?
That's
Oh, I want to play the whole Vickers clip to just show the ludicrousness of them flagging down esoteric insects fucking Twitter page because of this. Because he's the only one. So the reality and point of all of this, right? He's the only one watching this shit. He's one of the 2 viewers that watch this and clip it. Therefore, we must drink his blood and slit his throat. And subpoena Twitter to gain all of his information so we can sue him into the ground. That's the point of this. Is he on Cozy?
Seems. I would be very fucking interested to read that.
Other DMs we can get a hold of.
That's true.
Now, she sounds zannied out. You might, I'm a man of many talents, showman, entertainer, fucking Elaine, being able to decipher Faith's chicken scratch. And I'm also a pig whisperer. And you know what? I can skill reveal. I can translate pig. And I'm a translate pig right now.
That's true. Well, yeah, and it would be really, really easy actually through the civil system through discovery. Yeah.
There's more than one way to skin a pig.
Yeah, it's hard.
Oh, sorry.
That's true. Well, yeah, and
Exactly what these motherfuckers are talking about behind the scenes.
I'm a translate pig for y'all.
I would be very fucking interested to read that.
Other DMs we can get a hold of.
That's.
She just said there. Oink, oink. But if we pass the message, it was, yeah, there might be some other DMs we can get a hold of and drag through the courts. That's fluent pig, folks. Fluent pig.
That's true. Well, yeah, and it would be really, really easy actually through the civil system through discovery. Yeah.
There's more than one way to skin a pig.
Yeah, it's hard.
The irony with which they say there's more than one way to skin a pig, as a pig literally sits in this call, stuffing its face. Irony. So yeah, that's the explosive clip that they want to sweep away, but you can't sweep the truth. I mean, I'm baffled, quite frankly, really baffled that it's... I mean, breaking news, folks. We might have to line up a track for this. Breaking news.
At
Lidl.
Lidl, big on freshness, and that's an actual promise. Sure, we test for sweetness, juiciness, and that perfect crunch, but our greatest test is your taste test. So if you're not 100% happy with our fruit and veg, we'll give you your money back. That's our fresh promise.
Yeah.
Now that's big on quality and always little on price.
Thanks, Lidl. Cheers. Okay. So, breaking news. This is live news alert. It's definitive proof that Mr. Vickers is censoring any accounts criticising him. Total meltdown after losing in court yesterday and wasting 100k trying to jail Ralph. Delusional loser spinned as me getting banned for posting his private Twitter posts. What? I guess Twitter does consider private accounts actually private. Golly gee. I hope no one else has been posting screen caps of private Twitter accounts. Oh, are we getting flagged down now by Mr. Vickers for reading this publicly available tweet? So there he is, literally screen capping him flagging down Esoteric Shaggy's Twitter. Fucking brain dead. That's brain dead, folks. Truly brain dead. You know, I think he's going to flag us down as well for doxing his wife. Are you ready? It's Georgie and Gracie, folks. It's his wife. It's his wife as drawn by baby Xander. No, folks. Don't dox the wife. Please, no. Please, no. Mental. So I'm told that Ralph is live. Shall we find him? What's he streaming on? Can someone say? Is it Cozy? Or is it Masterson's channel? Cozy. Oh, there he is, look, in Dick Masterson's studio.
Something that actually helps him. He's doing something that's actually pushing the ball down the field and helping make.
We'll have to turn it
I
down.
said it's because most of the people in this scene, they take the platform that I think
There he is, look.
cloud or whatever, and they use it to
He's waiting to see his son in the lap of luxury. Dick Masterson's paintings have always bewildered me. So that's some ice cream that Dick Masterson is sitting within? I've never understood that one. That's Dick Masterson saying, yeah, what's up, buddy? And I think this is Maddox. The Dick Show. Dick Masterson as Captain Hook. I don't know if that's Vito in Shaun the Sheep. And, you know, what a bizarre setup. Yeah, I think he's just listening to Nick Fuentes. He has to do that. Part of being on Cozy is you have to bow to the king and scrape and listen to the man's words as though it's gospel. As though it's literally a prophet from the mountain. So, what can you do? But he's making that money. He's making donuts.
This is essentially a fake situation that has been manufactured by a gay Jew, Milo. The whole thing is fake. This Smiley Ali thing happened 6 years ago. And the kid is gay. I mean, we've seen the Instagram posts. So, we bounced Ali from the group chat, and we...
The thing is, Ralph knows he's won. And so he doesn't need to justify himself with words or speech or any action. He just needs to sit there and rake in money. And you get that, Vickers? This is how you do it. If you really are a king on the internet, you literally just sit there and make money. Just sit there in Dick Masterson's studio, silent, listening to Fuentes and rake in money. You don't need to do what the traitor and the tard do, where they literally scream, "Render unto Caesar, give me money," and beg every 4 seconds like homeless people. You literally just sit there, reveling in your regality.
Around my reputation.
Like a
And
king.
so to see somebody like you harping on it, you're the last one harping on it. It's just like, you know, what's the big idea here? What's
It ain't hard. It ain't a hard formula.
And you say this stuff about.
But I have a segment lined up. So we'd be remiss because we haven't properly given this as much coverage as we needed to, really. But it's as egregious as it's ever been.
Steve here was stressing out about his spending.
Steve's been stressing out about his spending.
And the elephant in the room didn't seem so scary.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So, we're gonna hop over to the Kino Casino now, the traitor and the tard, Andy Warski and Ashton. Grown men, one in his late 20s, one in his late 30s with no woman in sight, have moved in together. We're about to go to the dark side, folks. It's the fat faggot himself.
For like another 30 fucking minutes there, folks, and me and Andy are gonna get baked as fuck. Stoned as fuck there, folks, on kick.com.
On kick.com? On kick.com.
We got 2 Crave cases of White Castle. Whoa, Croc drove 7 hours from Detroit. We got Ninja Turtles there. We're gonna play Death Road to Canada, I think, and maybe some wrestling games. I don't fucking know.
Felt it.
Everybody give it up for day 2 of the WrestleMania shirt there.
Where do they even stream now? Is it on the Kino Casino backrooms? Is that where they stream now? It looks like it. They streamed here 11 hours ago. And they have no viewers. It's over. Even though they've moved in together, the format is still exactly the same. They might as well be in 2 completely different time zones as they used to be. They put a faggy little hat on Caesar.
No, I don't think that's even the case. I think there's an issue with Restream because some fucking somebody went into it and fucked it up. Oh god. Card fucked up the setup there with Restream, and so that it wouldn't fucking send out properly to the main channel. But listen, I think the strike there expired.
Bummers, folks. Render unto butt sex. Someone says, it's Data's poker hat. Do you genuinely think that this faggot right here knows who Data is? Do you genuinely think that this man is versed in Star Trek The Next Generation enough to buy paraphernalia for Apollo? I can literally see the guys. I mean, look at that. That's horrendous. Mr. Vickers had him dead to rights, which is why Mr. Vickers lost the case. Yeah. That's what's happening. They're on random channel Kino Casino backrooms with about as many subscribers as we've got. We're supposed to believe they're getting 30,000 live viewers a show. No, it's not even scraping 9,000 anymore. It's finished. It's over. That is. They moved in together. They spent all this money on random shit. Their name is in lights, look, and they lost their audience. They lost their viewers. They lost their platform. Now they have nothing apart from each other's holes, which is kind of tough. I mean, that's kind of real fucking tough, for real. I thought the downfall would be slower than that, didn't you? But you better believe that they're gonna take you to a... I don't know where this is an unearthly cover of this, but they're gonna take you to a gay bar.
What is this? Dismissed without prejudice.
Hey, Ralph.
So this
Ralph
is what
won, you
happened. It
faggots.
gets dismissed because Vickers is a tard. A total fucking mom who can never figure it out. It's like Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner with Mr. Vickers and Ralph. Like the idea, like even last week we're like, will Ralph go to jail for 5 days? And you know, it's like it's hard to be optimistic when Mr. Vickers is the one in charge. Full on retard alert, so it was dismissed without...
I always appreciate the blank expression on Warski's face.
Are you guys ready for the...
You know, he could be watching anything. He could be listening to anything at all. It'd be the same reaction.
I filed it wrong on purpose. I filed it wrong on purpose so that we could file it again. So now it's going to be filed again. So Ralph has to go back to court for this in the summer. So the issue isn't finished.
This might be the worst cover of "I'ma take you to a gay bar" that I've ever heard. So we'll do this one.
We're waiting just forever for this shit. Ralph's doing his victory dance, drinking his beer or whatever. But listen, nobody gives a fuck. It doesn't matter, okay? What matters right now is that Congressman Paul Gosar is getting hassled in parking lots. What do you know about the pedophile Ali Alexander, Mr. Congressman? What did you know and when? Did you know Nick Fuentes, the pedophile enabler Nick Fuentes? Congressman Paul Gosar, the most conservative member of the House GOP caucus, just getting floated from going to Mothman. I'm sure Nick's going to get high-level connections to his next conference. It's definitely totally happening sometime this year, guys. Just like the American First Studios were going to be built last year, and they were going to run candidates for
Armstrong and Miller.
and all that.
Definitely.
But this is, I want to just show you, this is the, you've got Vicious Vickers, Josh, and this. That's your sector as it stands, without its heroes fighting the good fight.
He's already disavowed Fuentes, though, by the way. He already...
They're literally just missing a laugh track. Shall we try that? Shall we do some Kino Dogma on the fly? So I need some canned laughter. And we'll just see if this works, you know. Because I imagine it works perfectly well. So we need that. Right. And we need this.
And all that.
Okay. God, he looks fat as fuck in that. Okay.
He goes, I got 11 viewers overall,
I
kid.
got 11 viewers.
Oh, like, I think Godwinson on basketball.
By the way, if you're here, smash the like button on the video. Smash that like button.
I'll protect the backup channel.
If we do get flagged, which we probably will, like Vipers and Ralph and Telegram groups, it does help us with YouTube reports. They just a lot of time dismiss the flag when it has a high enough like. So hit that fucking like button. All right, let's finally show this.
Where everybody knows your name.
Mad love here, guys. There's gonna be a lot of streaming, by the way. A lot of streaming in the next few weeks. Yep, your fucking ass is ready. Okay.
So this is what homeless people associated with Nick Fuentes are now having to deal with. Right now,
It works surprisingly well.
everybody's guilty, and it's all burning down. Burn everything with gasoline. Burn everything. It's so fucking hype. So let's watch this here. Gosar is just he's getting hassled.
But you know what I think's perfectly fitting? It's not that. What I think probably fits that more is this, and for the seasoned professionals out there, long-time viewers, you'll know what's coming.
A really long time, but that's false.
It's not
Here's how long it
this,
really takes with
it's
this new
this. So, this works surprisingly well.
Which I guess is what Alex is, but like, holy fuck.
Yeah, so that was for, sorry, saying Trump for $10, saying Big Tech versus Nick was like watching Tyrion Big slapping the Joffrey. You can't insult me.
No, it was.
Tyrion, sorry. Yes.
Tyrion from Game of
that
Thrones.
was like so much of that. G-Ball for $25. Saying shout out to Wang. Chad, Book, Shitter, and Big Sell Crypto.
By the way, Wangland got banned, everybody! Fuck you, Wangland. You criminal. You scum. You fucking... He's a greasy piece of shit.
He's supporting
he'll defend his pedophilia to the fucking...
I remember
right now, 65
everything.
saying Big Tech is not redeemed.
But we have a whole thing.
They haven't seen maybe his performance yet.
So here we're gonna be doing the poll once every segment of Big Tech. I mean, my prediction last my prediction is after every time we set up the poll, that will slowly turn to 60.
You think it's gonna be 60, 55?
By the end, I'm gonna think it's gonna be 49-51. Which way? Why is that? We got the G-Ball thing at $25. Big support. So fine. Ralph calling himself Mr. Blue. Or like
Mr. Majin Buu. Very true. And we got Doug M for $100. Here we go, guys. It's time for the machine.
So, a bit of esoteric lore, folks. Anytime one of the bots sends through $100 dono, PPP. Every time one of the bots sends through $100 dono, PPP does the most physical exercise he does all week and reaches around here. He doesn't even stand up. And he puts the dono through a slot machine. And he does that with his one working limb. And that $100 dono, they get a chance on the slots here. And we'll play this in slow-mo, of course. And if they win on the slots for their $100 dono, then they win a free year of the Gumroad. A years-long subscription to watch Andy Warski and PPP watch gay black porn behind a paywall. Oh my lord. Strike that from the record. The $100 dono that goes through the slots. It's not a year's subscription to the Gumroad. It's 1 month. It's 1 month free.
Got Doug M for $100. Here we go, guys. It's time for the slot machine.
Slot machine, Doug M. Do one more. Doug M deserves
Here,
it.
you want to fucking...
Yeah.
Look at the size of the slot machine, by the way. It's like I'm in Caesar's Palace, folks. Sometimes it's very hard to stay in character, especially when confronted by shit like this. Like, how do you expect me to keep a straight face, for real? So I wanted to slow it down. Okay, folks. On one of my edits, I literally did do a Twin Peaks in the Red Room and reverse their. I'll put it up on my Hot Stop channel. But yeah, I did like a Twin Peaks where I like reversed their speech and 2 times sped them, and it's exactly like the Red Room from Twin Peaks. Oh shit. Fucking hell. It's spinning around the table there. Pious walk with me, for real. Oh shit. Look at the size of this slot machine, by the way. $100. Play to win, folks. Render unto Caesar. Bear with me. It looks like we've just got matches. I thought I had a lighter around, but I don't. So. Andy Jr. died so they could do this. We'll play them at normal speed, but I mean that's the level to which it's sunk.
Check issue casino for $5 says figure it out. We're trying to fucking figure it out.
We're trying.
There's just so many technical issues that we've been having.
I told Ashton.
Really? There's so many technical issues we've been having when it's literally in the hands of Andy Warski to put this show together and run it technically. I wonder why. We have our best man operating all the buttons. I wonder why. What do you mean there's so many issues technically?
Figure it out. We're trying to fucking figure it out.
We're trying.
There's just so many technical issues that we've been having.
It's tough.
I told Ashton this. Basically, I have to.
Cam wasn't working.
So okay.
They gave an absolute retard control of the Enterprise. That's what they did. This retard's got control of the Enterprise. Far worse than Deanna Troi ever was. And you've literally got, like, Jabba the Hutt there, reading from Gator's script. Literally reading Gator with the hardwired script off a laptop. I wonder why.
unplugged and plugged in the PS5 controller. I had to unplug and plug in all these USBs. The thing I discovered.
The USBs. It's the USBs. USBs.
Apparently.
Now this is the third camera, and the third camera is always the best, isn't it? So. I should have done rehearsals on this one. So I apologise for breaking character. You'll have to just bear with me. Sorry. This is tough. This is real tough. So, this is what we had for this. So, third camera makes his appearance. You can see just how fat he is at every angle at this point. And you can see that he's got a toy Sonic as like a mascot, as like a comfort toy. A toy Sonic. I think it was a bad idea to show the third angle. No Toy Sonic here? What do you mean, sir? I'm not a fat autist who needs Sonic next to me. Oh no. Random appearance of an unexplained Toy Sonic. That LA Lakers shirt, by the way, used to be white. Why is it that all the fat autists have a Sonic? Can anyone explain this to me? Can we crack the code tonight? Why do they all have Sonic merchandise just in their immediate periphery? Why? Cole says he's as wide as the desk. It's not a desk. It's literally like a miniature poker table that they fished out of some bin. Double the size of Ralph is very generous. That's very generous to PPP. I mean, treble the size of Ralph, I want to say. I mean, this man is 500, 600 pounds. Ralph is his fattest. Bear in mind, Ralph is also like knee high. Yeah, Ralph and his fans ain't even competing. You put these two on scales? I mean, PPP sits on those scales. Ralph's going all the way to the moon. Ralph's literally fucking bouncing up so high he's gonna land on the moon. Maybe he'll go to Mars, folks. But yeah, they bizarrely hide the third angle because people were calling them out on the autist Sonic. So that's something. That's something. But surely not PPP, the epitome of fitness. Surely. Shall we complete the job? Shall we just finish it? Let's finish this now. Surely not PPP, folks. Wouldn't have a toy Sonic in his immediate periphery for an unexplained reason.
Sir, gravel axe, please.
The UK's fastest 5G network. 3.
What's this? It's Go-Go Fat Autist. From the Godwinson archive. Too many McDoubles, folks. He's like a skeleton in those ones. This, by the way, is what he used to. This was his room, which was literally a hallway. So can you imagine how it looks now with Andy and Warski? Look at the carpet, by the way.
By the way,
by the way,
on streaming is like this. I got 11 viewers. He goes, I got 11 viewers overall.
I got 11 viewers.
Oh, like his first day streaming. But then he dug in for that match.
a few days ago, PPP was claiming that he was trying to lose weight again. Folks, I don't think it's working.
Get in the chat for Frederick 1483 for $50. He's definitely down for Trump Train Tuesday.
He's not even sitting upright anymore. Be right back. Whatever this means.
You bought that shit, did I not?
Big tech.
I'm not even
So this is the state of the opposition for 9 hours 16 minutes. I mean,
Hide behind your screen, spewing all this hatred and ugliness.
is it working, folks? He's on that crash diet. He's on that crash diet.
You got something you want to say? Get out of the truck and say it to their faces.
Figure of health.
Whoa! Is he gonna do it? Only 70,000 times?
That's not.
I'm pretty sure it was posted that many times on 4chan alone.
Yeah, like 70,000. That's like a fucking weekend on the kill stream. All right,
That
guys.
was an amazing ad. Thank you, Gabe.
Thanks, Gabe. Last one, real quick. Late for 5.
Couldn't even say it. He just burped in his own mouth.
Amazing ad. Thank you, Gabe.
Thanks, Gabe.
Just
Last one.
burped.
All right,
That
guys.
was an amazing ad. Thank you, Gabe.
Thanks, Gabe. Last one, real quick. Late for 5. Good shit, guys. I'm looking forward to the kick streams in the future.
The kick streams. It's all about the kick streams now. That's where it is. It's not that literally upon moving in. I genuinely thought the downfall would be a lot sooner, a lot longer. I didn't think it would be as quick a death as we've seen. Deplatformed. Streaming to, I mean, what is this? They were having, at one point, 3,000 live viewers. Then we came along, obviously. And then they were still getting 30k on their playbacks. Now they're literally getting 8.3k on their playbacks. And they can't even grow their channel to anything beyond 3,000 subs. Yeah. But it couldn't have happened to two better people, could it, folks? Genuinely, it couldn't have happened to two better people. So more power to them. More power to them. That's right. They're doing my numbers. Their live audience is literally mine, and their playbacks are literally getting my level of viewership. Let that sink in. This is literally, no money has been spent here. This is a mobile phone. One entertainer. I don't have to bot the audience. Don't have to. At no point was I ever streaming to 3,000 live viewers and raking in apparently hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. No. So do you hear that, Tracer and Todd? You're at my level now. Welcome back. Welcome home. Welcome back to the sewer. But Joe Rogan, you were going to be on Joe Rogan, says Worski. You know, welcome back. Welcome back. This is the sector's answer to Joe Rogan. Welcome back. You've not been missed. What can I say? You've not been missed at all. Right. That's it for my show, really. It's Brian Blessed. But yeah, we just wanted to cover the fact that Esoteric Insect got flagged down because he was trying to expose the truth of these faggots. The explosive stuff on this today in Tucker Carlson and Ethan Ralph. Tucker Carlson and Ethan Ralph. Tucker Carlson and Ethan Ralph. Let's flag it down. Let's destroy it. We've got a hard disavowal. It's another two disavowals from Mr. Brian today. Brian says, "Shake my head." At Godwinson being the foremost fixture of Cozy TV going forward. This ends in disaster, bro. I can't approve, but will wish you good luck in this mistake. I'll never approve of anyone of us joining Fuentes. Ever. Literally ever. Adam's joining them on their presidential run. And Brian vomits. Brian can't do it. Brian disavows twice today. It's tough. Disavowed by Brian twice today. What is a man to do? I don't know. What is a man to do? Disavowed by Brian twice in one day. One for fucking Elaine, two for being Kanye's running mate. I don't know. I don't know how to deal with this, folks. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Okay. How do we deal? How do we deal with this? And to prove we're so sorry, here's another outlines in real time. That's for you, Bri. There's for you. And the shapes and outlines and everything there, Bri. Every reason has a different season.
I would have changed my ways and slowed down, but I didn't listen to your wisdom. Now I sit and sip my body, chasing you from prison. Sorry,
My favourite part's coming.
See, I'll never forget when I heard the news. You were laying on your deathbed, but I tried to refuse. And this was going to be the last time, so I started to cry. Asking God not to take me yet. I heard no
Because,
reply.
well,
Now my heart is marked and
I'm
scarred.
live out here on the courthouse steps where the Vickers v. Ralph case just got thrown out because, well, turns out they didn't know what they were doing. And the case just got completely dismissed. So it turns out I came all this way, well, just to see my son. I still get to see him next weekend.
But I still ask why.
Unfortunately, I got to wait around a whole week, but that's not the case, because I'm headed to Los Angeles to see Dick Matheson after this gigantic W. Thank you, Twitter. Thank you for all your support. Take that L.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My love, said you didn't that you thinking could have been stronger.
Like, I don't know what other things you can maybe do without. Maybe some things are just are what they are. But do we have to get through all of those things? I know you can't see the future, but when I see you make those choices, like,
I knew it's still fun.
like there's a spectrum between having
If I knew what I know right now,
and having no gains
I would have
at all.
dreamed my
There's a spectrum
way
somewhere in
that
the middle.
slow
There's supposed to
down.
be TV/hour.
But I
And
didn't
it feels like
listen.
Or a big tag for DMC.
Now I see this in my heart.
You don't even need to be there. I mean, you could still be killing it.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Maybe you'd be there
I'm so
in a
sorry.
more respectable way if you did.
Dick, I'll buy you some ice cream if you'll order me some.
Sorry.
Still talking to Trump.
I mean, this is the show, folks. We can do a quick Q&A if you want. I'll just rest the oranges on the laptop here so I can rest the phone down and give myself a break. That's the show. I'll jump onto the live chat and see what you're saying. Oh, but to use the keyboard, I need to lift the oranges, which is going to make the phone slip. So, you've been warned. Ah, I told you what was going to happen. So, let's see what the live chat is saying. That's the other stream. You can't sweep the truth. That's the other stream. And that's my voice. Okay, so ask away, folks. Is Ashton gay? Obviously. At this point, the term fat faggot has never been more applicable. With a Sonic shoe. With a plushy Sonic propping him up. It's tough. It's real tough. Give us your money. After this, I hate adverts. I think it knows I hate them more than most out there, which is why it laces everything with an advert, even stuff that shouldn't have adverts. So I'll set down the oranges yet again and read this cancer of a chat that we've acquired. Okay, will you play D&D with Bibble? No. Someone says, why did Ashton show someone his butthole? Was it to a gay Discord? No, it was a stream on Stream Me for New Year's Eve. Ralph and Gator at the time were bullying him into suicide. So he decided to sing an ode to Daddy Jim, get notoriously drunk, put like thumbtacks in his head, and then splayed his anus as a grand finale to his life. Would the knowledge that Bibble is black change your mind? No, sadly. Will you watch the Starfish stream on YouTube? if someone sends it, we'll do our best to cover it. How has that been memory hold? Just like can you imagine in about 3-4 years' time, Elaine's made it big. She's she's living in a flat with Andy Warski. They're doing the Kino Casino. And people have forgotten the fact that Elaine carved Josh's moon into her legs and sprayed everything, showed us everything to all and sundry. People have just forgotten that. Can you imagine? That's the timeline I'm in now, where people have forgotten that PPP started off spreading his anus for all and sundry to see. The only way was up. Interdimensional Lizard says it's seared into our memories, but not to everyone's memory. Because Interdimensional Lizard, you might as well be an old-time boomer. Because you can remember stuff from like 2 weeks ago, therefore that's like wild. Why do you hate Juice? He seems socially awkward, but has a good archival service. Girls as insane as Elaine are always good. Elaine will be making Neo-Jesus-esque videos in which she documents the dark truth about PPP's butthole. You hate to see it. The most memorable part of that image was his dangling sack next to the anus. Elaine co-host when? Well, I'm happy to have her as a co-host, quite frankly. Oh, what's going on? Oh, I have to lift the oranges to use the keyboard. Okay. Will this work? Elaine. I don't know if she's muted or what. I think she's talking, but she's muted. Sorry. People have been sending the link already. Well, you'll have to send it to me on Twitter, I'm afraid. Because I don't think you can actually send links through this YouTube chat. Alas. The oranges are fucking up the stream. Oranges on the table. I mean, all we've got are some crazies. Should we read our DMs while we wait? Jigaboo Jones says, I can tell you so much Elaine lore if you want. I've been inside her. What? So we've got someone there that's promising deets. Hang on. Suggestion. Okay. This is muted. So Jigaboo Jones says, I can tell you so much Elaine lore if you want. I've been inside. And now we've got three options. We've got three choices. We've got accept, we've got block or report, and we've got delete. Do a call-in show? Well, by all means, call in, folks. I don't know how I share this. Sorry, this is where we've rested the oranges on the thing. I don't know how I share this.
What's your obsession with Elaine? I want to smash.
Okay.
Why don't you challenge Ashton to a 1v1 live stream blood sport? I think it's ob.
Okay. Hang on. Hang on. This, and then that should play us in. Okay, so that's the tag. And call in, folks. Call in. Oh, a few of you have already added me, so let's have a look. Who's on the pending tab? You've got Fun Guy. We've got Brian Dunn. We've got Rigobert Umai. Oh no, sorry, I didn't want to do that. I clicked the wrong thing. And some other faggot. So yeah, call in. Fun Guy is... Are you calling in, Fun Guy? This isn't a call in. This is faggotry. I mean, it's on you guys. You wanted a call-in show, so here's your call-in show. I need another drink. There you go, Brian. There you are, Brian. What a great call-in show this is, by the way. We've got one lone autist having a conversation with himself. Alright. 2 more contenders have joined the fucking throne. So now's your chance. Go ahead. How has no one called? We have a contender. Alright. We have... It could only be Shaggy, couldn't it? So you have a choice, chat. We either dismiss, or we've got 2 calling in, or we join call. I don't know how to get back to Shaggy. If you all call at once, I'll just have to take you in order, and you'll have to be in a queue. Right, let's see what Fatty has to say. Fatty, you're on air.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Godwinson.
Hello, sir.
King of Stars.
Yes.
Once again, why do you hate Josh? He's such a good boy.
We've got Job the Nub join. Joshua Connor Moon lives in the Siberian wilderness. He literally runs the Kiwi farms. Man's like an international terrorist. Not allowed to keep a bank account or any sort of payment processor alive for mere days before the Spectre of Vordrak comes lurking along and robs him of everything. He's got a split penis as well. And also, let's just say it for what it is. Big fat loser using a forum as a troll shield. But we don't hate Josh. Josh is great. Janny Juice done no wrong. He's everyone's friend on the internet. I think that's the way we have to play this, isn't it? But what's your take on happenings in the sector as they stand so far, Fat Eye with an Eye?
It's kind of insane how much people can fuck up these, quote, slam dunk lawsuits. You'd be surprised that it's not Ricada running every lawsuit. He is the secret lawyer behind it all, because he always fucking loses in every case.
You know what? It might as well be Ricada. The amount they're losing, you know, look, this was Faith Vickers' case yesterday. A pack of oranges, some used matches, 1 AirPod, because we've lost the other one, an empty box, and 1 half-eaten banana. I rest my case, Your Honour. That was literally what she did yesterday for $100 grand spent.
Documents. I gave you documents. Did you read them? It's not my fucking job, bitch.
Now, do you know what those documents were? Because I haven't been able to source what the documents were. What was so incriminating in these documents? What were they? Were they just pictures of Ralph screaming?
It was probably his tweets like, oh, he said this in this tweet.
I wish to God she literally presented in front of the judge the tweet where he yells, "Her pussy was loose!" I wish to God that was on there. That would have been excellent. I rest my case. But I wanted to ask you, do you not find it amazing, just in terms of entertainment value, but also in terms of this is a win, so objectively for Ralph? He went in there with blue hair. I mean, he looks like a fat troon now. And he drunk as fuck. He strolls out of that courtroom drunk as fuck on his way to fuck hoes in Dick Masterson's mansion. And he still had the case dismissed. Take on that.
He just goes in there. You know, he really is a king. I am not a huge fan of him personally. However, the fact that he goes in there looking like a disheveled faggot, comes out absolutely winning.
Right.
The whole time, slipping on Maker's Mark.
Yeah. For real. For real. And you know what? I've heard this fallacy a lot, and you hear it in all of Jim's stuff. It's like, any epic win for Ralph is followed by a massive L. Well, that can be played exactly the same way, but differently. Any epic L for Ralph is followed by an epic win.
Yeah, you know, he's never going back because he's always taking another step forward.
Damn right. He's climbing the ladder. Also, have you got a take on Vickers and what he's doing? I mean, because he's going to appeal that case.
What a disgusting piece of shit. Vickers is, if not as bad as Ralph, worse than Ralph.
I think so.
This crackhead daughter.
I mean, I think he's worse than Ralph, to be honest. For real, I genuinely think he's worse than Ralph.
I mean, he made the crack course, so he has to be something bad. I mean, look at it.
I mean, that's the reality of events. The more he proclaims that he's an amazing parent and everything's turned out well, he still is the father. He look at what he made, you know, and we don't have to wait and see. We don't have to like pretend and what about. We can literally see what he made, and what he made, what he created, what he raised with his own hands was someone who flew across the country to be impregnated by Ethan Ralph.
He wanted Ethan Ralph's seed inside of her to
Literally.
gestate and give birth to the
She was writing in a diary that Ralph was her aqua vita, and she was stealthing Ralph basically in an attempt to get pregnant so she could announce it on Ralph's birthday. That was her mind, and that was her mind straight from Mr. Vickers' upbringing, you know, from the household of Vickers. That's what it gives you. It gives you that mindset.
This is your mind. This is your mind on Vickers.
All right, I've got a few people trying to call, Fatty, so you've been a great caller for the first inaugural caller. Have you got anything to sign me out on? Do you want to call me a piece of shit? Just cut a promo.
I, as the commentard, salute you. Keep making good shit.
I'll do my best.
Don't wait another 3 months before another stream. You know, you could be punctual instead of being another Anglo, never delivering.
Imagine having real life commitments and having to work a job and not just sitting in the A-log manor, surrounded by my own farts and Warski's retardation. Imagine having to have real life
responsibilities in your life.
Quick take on that. Quick take. I mean, my real take, and as succinct as I can make this, I find it bizarre that a man who's my age, 27, has moved in with a 36-year-old man.
It's weird.
It's weird, isn't it? If we look at it from a real life perspective, I mean, none of them have moved in with women. None of them have kids. None of them have families. It's just the two of them, man and wife, at this point. How do you find that? Do you genuinely think this relaunch has gone successfully? The fact that they've lost everything and been deplatformed everywhere?
I don't know. I remember when Ashton was literally playing a clip of me calling Andy fucking retarded to mess with Andy. So I don't know like how good that relationship is going.
Yeah.
Maybe this is Ashton weighs like literally 400 pounds. I don't think that's...
I mean, that's a conservative estimate. I think we can honestly... I mean, I would genuinely... If there was a gun to my head and I had to guesstimate his weight, I'd say something north of 500 pounds easily. You know?
Okay, so it's very difficult to work when you're 500 pounds.
Yes.
I don't know this from experience, but I'm guessing it's really difficult to work. Because I'm 2-something, and, you know, sometimes you're sweaty, and it's like, what are you going to do when you're 500? You're just going to be sopping wet.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And then you have Andy, who he can't walk out the door without a bag of Coke. So maybe this is just it's a marriage of convenience. It's like a tax write-off. Two homosexual lovers together.
I mean, for it to be a tax write-off, don't they have to marry for it to be a tax write-off?
Don't they have common law marriages in Canada?
Oh my Lord. It's a common law marriage.
Yeah, no, I thought that you could get, you don't need to actually go through with any paperwork to claim it on taxes in some states. So maybe it's the same in Canada. And since it would be a homosexual relationship, I'm sure the government gives special dispensation to the, degenerates of society.
You know what? I think you're actually right. And that's tough. That's tough. So to sign off, and we'll go to the next caller.
Heave ho.
Heave ho. The next caller better have a better sign off. So now's your chance to call in. Okay. We've got Job the Nub. Job the Nub, you're live on air. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, what's up?
Is this the real
Can you
Job
hear
the
me?
Nub or I can hear you perfectly. Is this the real Job the Nub or an impersonator?
No, this is the real Job the Nub.
Okay, so Job the Nub, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, is the thorn in their side. He's the man that started the whole thing, that literally got them from 3,000 live viewers a night to, they're barely even scraping what we're scraping right now. Job the Nub, what I wanted was a take on the current situation, the set as it stands, the fact that there's a plushy Sonichu in Ashton's eyeline. Was this a successful relaunch of the Kino Casino, Job the Nub?
Like, all they did was spend more shit, spend more money, and it's still the same shit with some lipstick on it, just like you said.
Yeah.
It's still shit, not the NSA. If anyone knows who not the NSA is, he's some guy who does, he just shortens the Kino Casino into just clips of just random.
What's he called, Job the Nub? Not the NSA? Not the NSA.
It's just.
Not the.
And that's what it is. It's pretty much the same shit.
All right, not the NSA. Kino Casino, the definitive experience. So I'll just show this for the record.
You were surprised.
I'm a bit nervous, I don't want to sound retarded, but just give me a second here.
Ashton. Truth. Well, we're gonna learn that.
So it just literally cuts together the show, and it's still 23 minutes, but it's literally just.
From one of their actual students.
Oh, and they must have muted. They must have had yeah.
Ashton.
But I feel like I like the videos are funny, but they give me brain damage because of how retarded it is.
Well, imagine watching that elongated for 9 hours, Job the Nub, and you get the Kino Casino as it stands. At least this gives you the digest. 23 minutes of.
The fucking retard alert.
So, Job the Nub's take is that this is just a ribbon on a turd. Job the Nub, your take on their relaunch then is this is just a ribbon on a turd, it's still the same old shit.
Yeah, well, I don't watch them. I can't really have an opinion.
I genuinely don't know anyone that does. I only watch it to dunk on them because it's easy content. But no one. There used to be a point in time where people genuinely sat there and watched that show for hours, and that was their roundup of the sector's news, and that's where they disseminated the information. But I can't think of anyone now.
Well, there's some former Groypers. I know some former Groypers. I feel like that's their audience. It's trannies and former Groypers.
So, Job the Nub, what was your entry into this? Do you used to be like a Groyper? What was your entry into this? How did you come into this whole sector?
I've never been a Groyper. Actually,
because I know at one point, and this might be slander, sir, but I know at one point you did donate to them, didn't you?
Donate where?
To the Kino Casino.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's a joke, okay?
Right.
So basically what PPP did was... So, I believe... I remember it was in the Kino Cathedral lobby. So PPP was just sitting there. We were telling him to get the show started. We were there for hours. And then... So PPP wrenches me. And then he starts the show, and then he goes off and says, "Oh, drubbed it up, drubbed the swine. He paid me $100 to start the show." And that's how it started. And I have screenshots. He was like, "Pay me $5, and then I'll start the show." And I said, "I'll never donate to a cent to a single ESLM." And I had some comment where like it pretty much goes over like why I wasn't the one who actually paid him any money, but it was a joke. And I think the next Kino Casino episode he had was he had Persip on, yeah, and then he called Persip Jubbed It Up. He said Persip paid him.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Because $1,000
that was at the point in the timeline where he fired Warski for showing up drunk to the show, or sorry, snorting box wine on the show.
Box wine.
And then they brought Persip on as the co-host, pretended that Warski wasn't there, and then called Persip Job the Knob. I remember that now, and that was only months ago. So, yeah.
The host of my impersonator, though, I mean, he got everyone on band in the chat. But then I got banned again when Andy returned. They preemptively banned me, literally, before I could even comment.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that Persip never had any praise for. He did, when he was the co-host, he did unban everyone from the chat. And then obviously when Warski returned the week after, everyone was banned again. Job. Sorry, we're being called by lots of people, so we'll wrap this up soon.
I appreciate you for having me on,
No, but Job, just before you go, what's the take on Ralph currently? Do you want to drink Ralph's blood, slit his throat? Are you one of the OG Ralph A-logs that just wants to see him die? Or do you legitimately accept a win when you see it?
Listen, I don't really follow Ralph that much, to be honest. But, the court thing was a win for him. I know some people are not going to like that. Some people that I talk to, they're not going to like that. But hey, Faith Vickers is retarded. The Vickers family, they're retarded, clearly.
Yeah. Well, part of being a man, Job the Knob, part of being a genuine person, I suppose, and being a man and being a human being is not just consuming yourself in this denial, in this bubble of reality where you're always winning and your enemy will always be the fact is they've deluded themselves into thinking that Ralph is like an incompetent retard who doesn't know anything, and they've believed that reality and they've still lost to him, and that's why the pain hurts so hard as it does today. So even though Vickers, go ahead.
Ralph is retarded, but like he can still have a win.
That's right. That's right. You can hate someone and still acknowledge when they've had a win. And that to me seems like a rational.
None of this like tribalism. It's retarded. I mean, it's just the internet. Like, relax. Some of these people, they literally want to see Ralph die. They're like obsessed. They're posting 24/7. It's like, relax. Do something in real life. Spend your time more productively.
And at this point, Job the Knob, they've not just been doing that for like 6 months, not just been doing that for a year. They've been doing that every day now for like 3-4 years. And the man's still alive and kicking. The man's still spreading his seed. The man still, it seems to me that he's being completely unaffected. He's improved his life from the looks.
I think he should get off the Xanax before he starts making any more babies.
Well, I think there's a few more.
Rapidly losing his brain cells, clearly.
All right, jumping up. Have you got to sign off? Call me a faggot, drink my blood, slit my throat, anything to sign us off with, Job?
I appreciate your work. I like your streams. I like that you can look at things at an objective view. And thanks for having me.
Thank you, Job. I hope you call in next time. So now's your chance. Call in now. So we've got Shaggy. You're on the air.
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna get. There we go.
Okay.
What's up? The other day you asked me what my favorite Star Trek episode was, but I was watching a little behind. My favorite episode is the one where Ducat's half-breed daughter gets killed.
Okay.
There's a
so
lot
what's
of
this?
reasons
Deep Space Nine, like the finale, season 5, where she's killed by the
Deep
Par
Space
Rig.
Nine episode. It's a Deep Space Nine episode. Now, the thing is, I grew up on Voyager, so my favorite series is ironically Voyager.
Don't say Voyager. He said Voyager.
I will admit, just because of nostalgia. But my favorite episode is definitely the one where Ducat's daughter gets killed. Just because that whole arc was so fucking ridiculous. And the way it ends is, like, just so bullshit. That it's the perfect sort of Star Trek bullshit too, where like it's just resolved in the most convenient fucking way. So yeah, that's probably my favorite episode. Least favorite episode is the one where he's running a cult. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, now that I've got you here, Shaggy, we'd be remiss just to talk about Deep Space Nine because I have questions. How is boat life keeping you, my friend? How is it living? I don't know anyone who lives on a boat.
It's great. It's honestly really great. I've managed to, with some assistance, I've taken it out once.
Right. What? So it's just been moored the whole time? I thought the whole point of being on a boat is you're sailing like the seven seas or some shit.
Well, yeah, I'm living on it. And here's the thing, living on it, I've got to connect all my computer and stuff, and to not like run out the battery and shit. It's just more convenient to have it all hooked up to the dock. Now I've gone out on the water many times, just not on my own boat. I've taken my own boat out once, and I've sailed on it twice. But I can tell you, when you're actually piloting that thing, I don't know how to describe it.
What do you call the boat? Do you call it Voyager? Do you call it Enterprise? What's the boat called? Does it have a name?
We have named it the Prowling Rapist.
You can't call the boat the Prowling Rapist.
No, legally I cannot. We're calling it.
It needs a name, like a lady's name, or a name like.
Its name was actually the Odyssey when
the Odyssey.
But I really didn't like that because it's just so common. Yeah, it's like I think like. Unironically, I went on a cruise with my dad when I was a kid, and that boat was also called the Odyssey.
Right.
So there's some irony there.
Well, I don't know. Maybe chat can give you a name for this boat, a classy name, something beyond the Prowling Rapist.
I thought Prowler.
King of Sting says, call the boat Donna. I don't know why Donna, but maybe Donna. Call it Donna. Call the boat Elaine.
Elaine, yeah, no, but it actually the greatest thing about it is when the water is relatively calm, it's a really peaceful way to get a good night's sleep. However, if the weather is bad, it's like someone hammering on the roof. Like,
shit!
3 feet above you.
So, are you having any decent night's sleep, Shaggy? For real?
You get used to it.
Jeez, I don't think I'd get used to it. You know, when I have to sleep, Shaggy, I have to have, like... I know people can sleep with, like, podcasts on or the TV. I have to have, like, complete silence, darkness, like... or else I can't fall asleep. And I find it bizarre that, you're falling to sleep.
When I was living
rain and shit.
Yeah, when I was living at the Masonic Mansion, I would play music to go to sleep. I think there was a CD called Bloodlines I would listen to. It's sort of like sort of medieval sort of shit, but it would put me to sleep. I can fall asleep listening to music.
Wow.
It took me a while to get used to the sound of the fucking rigging, because a lot of the rigging is actually metal, and when it starts like
Jesus
slamming against the mast, it's really fucking loud.
Well, Shaggy, again, I'd be remiss just to keep this to like a DS9 and a boat discussion. I noticed you in the chat earlier when we were discussing Faith's rates, right? Sucky $5. I'll take us back to that. How much do you think she's asking for when she's going out at night? How much is she asking for, Shaggy? I mean, to the just quickly. There's a note to the audience. Like, Shaggy's probably the most. Yeah, well, Shaggy's an experienced customer, and he would know the rates of someone like Faith.
It's actually also as a counselor, I've seen what it looks like when someone is what it's like when they're off the job, basically, because a lot
Right.
of them will go to.
So let's quickly just outline Faith. So we've got a single mom. She's what, 21?
No, I'm trying to answer your question.
Yeah.
If she's on some sort of drugs, then she's probably, doing it for like a lot less than someone who's not addicted. Quite frankly.
Well, we know she's got we know she's addicted to weed, and apparently there's some sort of meth in there. But we'll leave off the meth.
Yeah, that'll do it. If she's on meth, then yeah, she's probably doing it straight up for meth most of the
So
time.
let's talk
Full
rates
service.
then. Let's not skip ahead to full service, right? So one of our enterprising neats out there just wants a quick sucky $5. Is it $5 or is it a bit higher than that?
Yeah, it's way higher than that.
How much are we talking, Shaggy? $60? $60 from Faith Vickers.
I've been with prostitutes in Nevada and California. And
Well, she is California based.
Yeah. So I can tell you, in California, it's $60 for a blowjob and $200 for full service.
Whoa. Is that from someone like Faith Vickers, or are we talking high-end escorts, Shaggy?
Well, the girls I've been with are a lot more attractive than Faith Vickers.
Right.
But I don't know if you'd actually find it cheaper than that. I don't think. I've never met.
What about like a quick handy, Shaggy? What about a quick handy where she's got her eyes closed?
That. Never paid for that.
Right. You're a high baller, Shaggy. It's full service or nothing. That's a high baller right there.
Yeah, no. If I'm gonna do that, I'm typically gonna spend at least like $500 doing that sort of thing.
So now, confession: I've never partaken in this activity, but if you
shouldn't.
I don't intend to. But if, let's say, you've had an encounter with Faith on the Californian streets there, is there a process at the end where, if you're not happy with the service you've been provided, you can negotiate the fee?
No.
So what, is it the money up front, or do you pay it afterwards?
It's actually dangerous.
Explain.
You pay up front and that sort of thing, and I would never, realistically, no, I wouldn't do that. That can be dangerous doing shit like that.
What do you mean?
It's an illegal service, so if you're going to engage with someone committing a crime, you're basically dealing with a criminal.
Right.
And at any time dealing with that, you should keep that in mind. This is someone who's willing to risk breaking the law.
So you're saying don't Jew the hoe?
Yeah, no, I've actually always been, I've tried to be a gentleman about that sort of thing. I mean, I'm basically paying for sex. It's already not my finest moment.
Right.
So I'm not going to be, I don't want to act like a pig on top of that. This is something I'm going to have to explain to Christ one day. I want to say I at least bought the bitch some McDonald's. Realistically, I'm not a bastard.
Yeah. Yeah. Just give me, I imagine you don't have the number at hand, but how many encounters have you had like this?
Oh, fuck, I don't keep track. I mean...
More than 100?
I don't know, in my whole life, how many times, I don't know, anywhere between 30 and 40. I started doing this when I was, 25 was the first time I paid for sex, when I was 25 years old.
What was the best one? Because you hear stories, right? It's not like the high-end escorts or whatever the fuck that are the best shags. It's always the mid-range ones, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no. The best place to go in this area is a place called Alice's.
Alice's.
It's
and what area are we talking, Shaggy? What area are we talking?
It's on Monument.
Monument. I mean, I've literally just typed in Alice's Monument. And I imagine I'll get some.
No, you're not gonna find it's. Let me. I'll find it for you. Let me give you the because I'm never going there again, so I don't mind.
Right. But this is the best place. Why? What are the people like?
Because all right. So the reason this place is. Hold on. Let me just.
And do you have to sail to them, or?
I found it. It's and I don't want to give it. It's in. I don't want to give you the exact fucking address because I don't want a bunch of weens calling them. But it is Alice Massage, and it's.
Oh, so they're like massage pots. So you get like the front is you get a massage, but she actually does a bit of that.
If you type it in, like I've already found it, but I'm not gonna. I don't want these people to start getting like troll calls and shit.
Sure.
But,
so these start off with do you get the massage as well, or is it just straight up happy ending?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So the reason this place is the best is that the girls there actually enjoy their work.
Right. So are they the stereotype where they're literally like, handy $5, or are they? They are. Okay.
Yeah, they're straight off like a boat. They're happy to be there. Whatever the fuck they came from.
So they're literally like slaves or some shit.
Like, it doesn't, they may be slaves, but being slaves in America is a lot better than being free wherever the fuck they came from.
Sure.
Like, I have no doubt that these women are trafficked. They don't speak any English.
Tough.
But they are, there's an enthusiasm there. There's another place. Another place where...
Well, Shaggy, you strike me, the audience might think otherwise after hearing all that, but you strike me as quite a moral person. Do you not get like, I don't know how to explain this. In my past, I've had something called a guilt boner, where, do you know what I mean by a guilt boner? Do you not feel like a guilt boner?
Yes.
So what's going through your head, knowing they've been trafficked, they've given you this wonderful massage, and then you're going to defile them?
All right. So realistically, the thought that always puts my mind at ease is that the reason I go there is that they seem happy. They seem like whatever the fuck they're going through.
Yes.
They're happy. They also, another thing about this place is they don't have to have sex with me. They don't have to do anything they don't want to do.
Oh, so I thought it was like,
I'll explain how it works. I'll explain.
Well, here's how and then you can challenge my predispositions on it. I thought it was literally you turn up to this fucking massage parlor, you ask for like the special item on the menu, and then you get to choose like you would a lobster in a tank, which one does the actions.
That is a legal Nevada Reno whorehouse. That's not what's going on. So I'll explain how this works.
Okay.
First off, these women are not like getting raped. They're not slaves. They're definitely like trafficked. There's no doubt in my mind.
So can they choose amongst themselves, or do they draw straws or whatever the fuck?
So when you go to Alice's, you walk into the room and it's like a lobby and there's a desk, but there's no one there. You think there'd be...
I am listening, Shaggy. I'm just getting a Coke, so 1 second.
Yeah, there's a place for a receptionist. Like, there's a little desk and a little, like, button you can ring. But you can ring that button all you like. And, I know people. I have a friend. No one ever comes out of the door because there's this area where there's a sitting room and a reception desk. There's never anyone in there. And I know one of my friends, he'll...
Oh, shit. Fuck. Sorry. I'm going to have to... I set the oranges on the keyboard to give my hands a rest. Jesus. We'll have to call Shaggy back. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, sorry, Shaggy. Just bear with me. Bear with me. Yeah. Is that going to disconnect? Okay, go ahead.
So I have a friend who he'll go in there, and if he rings that little bell, no one ever comes out, and he eventually leaves feeling all depressed. And I've been told that no matter
wait a second. So what? This guy can't get served?
And that's not all. Yeah, because he's kind of fat and kind of balding at a young age. He's not a good-looking dude.
Is this... look, I mean, you've literally described Gahul there. Is it Gahul?
No. I live in California. This guy's way worse than Gahul in every way. This guy is...
I can only imagine.
Even Gahul in character is not as bad as this guy. But there's another situation. I've heard from a friend of mine who knows about this sort of thing, and she's told me that black people are not served there. If you're black,
Well, this is it. I can't imagine the little slaves want to be. Do you know what I mean? Because that's
it's run by and I think they're Korean. I'm pretty sure they're not. I think they're Korean, but they will not fucking serve black people because they see it as treating the women as inhumane. Now, the women.
Right. Does it fuck their insides up, taking them mega schlong or something?
Well, I think they see black people as subhuman. I think they see them as animals, not fully people. It would be like bestiality. They wouldn't see that as something that that even a prostitute, it's not respectful to ask them to do that.
Wow.
They see white people as people, but black people, I mean, they're Asian.
Yeah.
But the other and also they haven't forgotten that shit from the LA riots. If you've ever I said, these are Koreans.
The LA riots.
Now, the other thing is that the way it works is if they just want to give you a massage, they'll just charge you $60 for a massage. But whenever I've got in there, they will say to me, full service $200.
Do they actually use the words full service?
Full service 200. That's the code. And they can't actually say, do you want to have sex?
Well, I thought full service was literally the most explicit thing. I mean, you might as well say sex when you're saying full service.
Well, no, it's a legal thing. If I'm an undercover cop and they say full service 200, the cops can't do anything with that.
Really?
If I have sex, yeah, and then if I have sex with them, that's just consensual sex. Full service might mean the massage. It might mean anything. It's illegal. It's a way to cover it legally. And I'm sure the cops know about these places, but for reasons, let it slide because it's a cleaner form of prostitution than what I saw on the Vegas Strip. Now, on the Vegas Strip, you can there's these people handing out cards, and you can do it that way by calling these women. But realistically, for the sake of expediency, you just wait till 9 o'clock and walk around the strip until you see a woman who's
that's literal curb crawling, isn't it? In a way.
What?
That's almost literally like curb crawling in a way.
Curb crawling. I don't know what that is.
Oh, maybe that's an English term then. But yeah.
Yeah, I've never heard that term.
Yeah. So obviously in England they get in their cars and they curb crawl and they, wait for passing prostitutes to happen in their eye line.
Yeah, no, that goes on. There's a specific area near where I live where that happens, but that you'll get a disease doing that. The thing about the Las Vegas.
So sorry, just to clarify then, are you completely clean?
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
I got,
40 times? You've rolled the dice 40 times, so... sorry.
Well, I'm surprised too, but when I went into the ICU, we didn't know what was wrong with me, so I didn't test me for literally everything. I'm clean.
That's superb, really. That's like Ethan Ralph look, almost, Shaggy.
Yeah, no, I am shocked as well. When I joined the church when I was 25, I was already certain I had a disease of some sort.
Shaggy, I mean, the only reason I can imagine a man would pay for sex in the way that you have is that the woman doing it would succumb to any dirty demand that you may have. So what's the dirtiest thing you've done with a prostitute?
Well, no, I don't really have any. I can explain why I do it is because after I had a series of relationships, and it just was a series of honestly heartbreaking situations. And by the end, I just got burnt out, and it's like, fuck it. Let's just cut through the bullshit, and I'll just pay a woman to do this. And it's like, honestly, it's not like having a relation. It's better to have a relationship. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, I just got burnt out on dating in California.
So you're telling me you're spending all this money on slatternly women, and you're not getting them to whip you and shit?
Well, all right. So I've honestly maintained my abstinence for half a year now. Like, I'm just telling you, in the past, yeah, I've done this quite often. I have a lot of experience in hiring women for this sort of activity. I'm not really proud of or ashamed of it. Like,
It is what it is, Shaggy. I mean,
yeah, if you've got questions, I'll
it's
answer
what it,
them.
it's what it is. You know, I
Like,
can't say I'm
I
really
can show
judging you
you
at the
that-
moment.
I
I'm
don't
more
feel- I don't-
fascinated by
I
the
don't-
lifestyle, quite frankly.
Yeah, I don't feel judged. I appreciate the chance to speak on it. You know, but like if you ever are in the States and you're looking for a prostitute,
Yeah, I'll make notes, Shaggy. I'll make notes.
the Las Vegas Strip, or anyone else, the Las Vegas Strip is safer than the general area of Las Vegas because women on those cards that the people are handing out may not look as they appear on the cards, but the women on the strip selling their bodies directly, those are the basically the cream of the crop. If you're like some old skank or someone who's clearly strung out on drugs, like the pimps in Vegas will beat the shit out of you. The other whores will beat the shit out of you if you try and work the strip. The strip has a certain, like, you have to be of like a certain class to be able to, because there's a lot of money to be made
So
there.
Shaggy, like
They
you're
don't
telling me
want-
that you're just having basic lays with these hoes. You're not doing anything wild like shoving it up the bum or anything.
That's just like $50 extra.
$50
Not all
extra?
girls do that. Well, it's difficult to find that. I'm not trying to brag, but what I'm working with is rather larger than what most women are willing to put.
Shaggy's packing a 10-incher from the sounds of it.
8 inches.
8 inches?
Yeah. But like,
Is that flaccid or erect, Shaggy?
Erect, obviously. But like.
That's a lot of meat for a little Asian slave who's giving you a massage.
Well, like, yeah, and it's the thing of it is that I'm not sure that everyone would get the same enthusiastic reaction that I get from these women, seeing as how I'm a white guy with again, I'm not trying to.
But do they not just fake that enthusiastic reaction? Don't they? They go, "Oh, big, strong, handsome man."
I said I really don't know.
Right.
I know some people who can't even get in the door. And as I said,
It's tough going.
that little room, when you walk in that room, you're actually being observed through a camera by the owner of the establishment. Call him a pimp or whatever you want. But the dude who runs that facility is basically like conferring with the women about whether or not they want to basically work with you and what exactly they want to do with you.
Right. So what you're saying is you can't just like immediately out the bat say, right, bitch, I want you to whip me.
If you actually ask for anything sexual, like, it's off the table immediately. They might just ask you to leave at that point. You have to leave it to them to say shit because there's a lot of legal risks there. What they're doing is illegal.
Yeah. I mean, that's wild, Shaggy, for real. That's some wild shit. Give us the wildest story then.
The wild story about a prostitute. Okay, I got that immediately. So this is actually the one time I didn't get a whore off the strip or from.
So this is in Vegas, yeah?
No, this not from the strip, and it's not from the massage parlor.
Okay, whoa, okay.
So my childhood friend, Michelle, I call her nickname is Shell. I reconnected with her when I was like 24, and she was selling weed and running whores out of the house where she was.
Sounds like she did well in life.
You know, considering the shit she's been through, yeah. Unironically, that she's survived the.
Right.
Like, this is a woman who's not only led a severely traumatized life, she's agoraphobic.
I can only imagine, Shaggy, that Europe is literally like running a whorehouse and selling weed. I can only imagine the state you must have been in if that's Europe.
There's a picture of me going around the internet where I'm like smiling in front of like a grow room full of marijuana.
Sure.
That grow room, we were operating that at Shell's place. And anyway, So, interesting person. She's literally an agoraphobic pimp. Like,
Right.
she will not set foot outside of her house because she's got this overwhelming fear of being in any social situation she does not have complete and total control of. And it's caused rifts with her family, all sorts of shit. It's destroyed her business numerous times, actually. But,
I mean, yeah, it doesn't sound
anyway,
like a
one of
great
the
business
times-
model that your number one grower and seller doesn't leave the house. It doesn't sound like a great business model, Shaggy.
Well, she relies on the help of her family and friends such as myself. Anyway, one of the times we were running this operation, to avoid, so I was helping. I didn't want to get a job. I didn't want to go back to working at Target. So I was helping her sell benzos and move marijuana clones, these little plants,
Right.
from location to location. So anyway, one day she calls me and she's like, I got a surprise for you. Come on over here. I go on over there.
Just
and
quickly, Shaggy, what did you think the surprise was? Just benzos, or?
I thought it was my birthday, right? So like I thought it was basically just like she was going to give me some marijuana, or I thought it was going to be like marijuana gel,
Yes.
or some those
Or
dabs
edibles or something.
yeah, something marijuana related, because I was smoking like a fucking whole bag of weed a day at that point. Like my pot addiction was really fucking bad at that point. So I went over there, right, and she had this girl called Jasmine there.
Right.
And like that time, like Michelle had already paid for the service basically, but after that, like
So what did Jasmine
was
look
actually
like? Give me some details on what she looked like.
Hispanic with black influences. She had some black heritage, but
Right.
also Hispanic.
Okay, so I'm picturing like Viola Davis in a sombrero.
She was a good looking girl.
Right.
Large breasts.
Okay.
You know. But she was actually renting a room there, and she was renting a room there with her boyfriend / pimp. So for a while, I was spending a lot of money going over to Shell's house and basically fucking this girl in the back room of the house, which was like a room that they'd had built on as an addition to the house.
Right.
Now eventually this guy got arrested for
Who got?
all
Well,
sorts
wait a
of
second. I mean, I'm at the point in the timeline where she's just called you over. It's your birthday. She's got this Jasmine Lizzo in a sombrero on the sofa.
As I said, that time was free. But
So what was that?
whenever
Was
she
that
would
like is what you're saying there? She offered her up to you as like a free service. Here's
She'd
Lizzo.
already paid. Well, she'd already Michelle had already. Well, no. All right. So I'll explain. Shell was renting a room to this woman who was
Right.
turning tricks out of that room and giving Shell a percentage of the profits. And since it was my birthday,
Right.
and they just started doing this, Michelle said, "Listen, you're going to like give my friend full service. I've got you on this." But after that, Shell explained that she's actually living there, and I could do this whenever I wanted if I just paid for it. But eventually, Jasmine stopped giving.
So it was a
Shell,
try before you buy, was it?
What?
Like a try before you buy. Like sample the merchandise, and if you like it, you know, it's an ongoing subscription.
Gift. It was a birthday gift. If you like, but like Shell and I are actually pretty close as friends. So I don't see it that it was legitimately a birthday gift. Where the problem arose in regards to money and shit is that Jasmine stopped giving Shell her cut. Because Jasmine was supposed to give Shell a cut every time that she would hook up with me or anyone else.
Right.
And Jasmine started just being deceptive about how many clients she had when she was doing that shit. And it's like there was apparently like a big fucking fight about that shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that came to an end, and that's unfortunate because I really enjoyed.
So where does the story get wild? Because you preface this with the wildest story.
Huh?
You preface this with that. This is the wildest
if
story.
You really want,
yes.
I mean that's. I guess she got towards the end there was a bunch of violence and physical fighting between her and this other girl.
Right.
But no, you said wildest experience with a prostitute.
Yes.
Probably that, because it was at a friend's house, and it's not just a friend's house. I used to hang out there as a kid, so that's what made it like surreal. It was like going to the house where I used to hang out when I was 13 and like drink like fucking Red Bull and watch cartoons with this chick. And when I'm an adult, she's literally running whores out of the same house. So I guess to me it was pretty wild, because
that is pretty wild, Shaggy.
There was a surreal quality to it, because
Yes.
when I was laying there with the woman afterwards, I was remembering that just like 10 years ago, or like more like 14 years ago, I was basically running around in the backyard just outside that door, playing with Michelle's dog. It was pretty. I don't know. Surreal is the way I would describe that situation.
All right. Well, Shaggy, before you go, I need your take on the traitor and the tard and what's going on with Ralph. We'll start with the traitor and the tard to begin with. They've obviously moved in together. What's your thoughts on that, just for the moment?
I got into an argument with Axel about this. Axel's take is that, that this is a sign that they're doing really well. I disagree. You move in with a coworker, that's not typically a sign that you're making a lot of money. Also, to the studio,
I hadn't thought about it like that. So let's just unpack that, Shaggy, because I hadn't thought about it. The last thing you do is move in with a coworker, right? That's just not what happens.
Right, that's just split the rent. Furthermore, if this studio was, as I'll admit that for what it is, for what they're working with, they've made it look pretty good. But my thing is, like, a legitimate studio, if they were doing that well, it wouldn't be in a tent indoors. It looks like they're in like a tent inside. Like, that's not a studio. A studio is like what fucking Boogie has set up. It's like the whole room has been converted into a studio. It's not like they set up a tent in the living room. That's like literally what they did. Like,
what baffles me is that, sure, the veneer has changed, but it's still the exact same. Shaggy. Okay, props. They somehow have managed to make something look presentable. But the content is still the same, isn't it?
Yes, and that's the thing I wanted to touch on as well. It is true that the past like 3 or 4 episodes have been pretty good, but that's not because their content has gotten better. That's because Nick Fuentes took a massive L with Kanye West having fucked off to God knows where.
Yes.
It would have been impressive, actually, had they managed to fuck that up. If they had managed to drop that ball, I think that would have been incompetence even by Andy Worski's standards. But now that that's over, now that that's old content, it's only they are not going to let that go. Given how they operate, they're just going to keep talking about it till we're all sick of hearing.
Well, it strikes me, Shaggy, that and you've covered a plurality of topics, but there used to be a point in time where we changed the subject of the promos on a cycle, on a regular basis. It wouldn't just always be Ralph and Fuentes. And it seems to me like they've just been stuck in a groove, and they live on their wins or L's, right? So if Fuentes is having a down, then they're on an up. If Ralph is having a win, then they're on a down. When it shouldn't be that way, because they could just leapfrog onto a different cow to cover, right?
Yeah, well, what it is that they've got a literal handful of solid pay pigs who only want to hear about Ethan, Ralph, Nick Fuentes. That's all they want to hear. And experimentation, innovation, any creativity is a risk that they probably cannot afford to take, because they'll lose the fucking house.
But you'd think if all the money was real, Shaggy, that they'd be able to afford to take risks, don't you?
Yeah. If the money was real, if the donations were real, the content would be better, because if they fucked up, if they covered some, sometimes I want to cover this guy who runs this religious program called Wretched, and my audience hates it.
Right.
My audience fucking hates it. But I can do that because it's not about money.
Yes.
And, if I really want to talk about something, I don't have to give a fuck what Chayak says.
This is right. This is 100% the philosophy. And ultimately, they'll follow you anyway. If it's entertaining enough, they'll follow.
Yeah.
I mean, look what we turned a lane from literally a relevant e-whore into something watchable, which is testament to the fact that that's what you can do on the internet.
But the fact is, what you can't do is always make money doing that. And the fact is, if that crop doesn't come in, if their harvest does not yield, they're out on their asses. They're in the frozen cabin.
Yes.
And so,
So how long do you give it then, Shaggy? How long do you give their common law marriage? 6 months?
My honest prediction is that it'll get really desperate. They'll have a massive fight, which will give them some,
Now, will the fight be live streamed like the Surfer one was? Or is this going to be playing out behind closed doors?
However, if it's behind closed doors, they'll simply end the show. But if it happens live, they'll actually get more donations to keep that going.
Yeah.
And at that point, things will get really fucked up and dark.
And Shaggy, who will snake to who? I mean, I'm predicting that Warski will instantly jump ship to Jesse Pod Awful, but who will Ashton snake to? Who will take in
both
Ashton?
have the same instinct. Snake 2? Who will he snake? Ashton? I don't think Ashton has anyone but Warski. Ashton burned every bridge he has for this that I know of.
That's
if
right.
Ashton has somewhere to snake to after this, I'm not aware of it.
Oh, this is
as
it.
To Warski,
that's tough.
Warski, likely that those IP2 people.
Yeah. I mean, Warski has a home with them because he's that name recognition. They don't give a shit who he is or what he's doing.
Yeah, like you can always do that. Fuck, I might one day do that just to see what the fuck happens. Anyone can do that shit.
Yeah.
But Ashton can't because you have to be able to fit through the door of an RV, and the RV has a weight capacity. So Ashton's fucked on that.
Well, just quickly, Shag, because I've watched a few of your shows and you talk about the guy's weight quite frequently. Give me a guesstimate on the guy's weight currently. I genuinely do think it's north of 500 pounds.
If there was a prize, my honest estimate would be 548 pounds.
548. And it's pretty devastating how much he's gained the weight over the past 2 years, I want to say, but definitely the past year. He looks completely different to how he used to be, doesn't he?
I genuinely... okay, so I put a video up when, after the Surfer breakup...
Yes.
He did this video where he went to Tim Hortons, and there was something legitimately creepy about it. Do you remember this video?
Well, he was sort of sitting there because he had no internet connection, and that's what he was doing things from, wasn't it?
There was... I think that there's some... And I'm a very religious man. I think there's something legitimately... I'm not going to say demonic possession or anything gay like that.
He's the Antichrist. Is that what you're going to lay down the smack with?
No. To be an Antichrist, you have to do more than Ashton Parks. It's I would say that he's spiritually...
Too fat to be the Antichrist. That's fucked.
Well, there's a lot of Antichrists. An Antichrist is like any cult leader. Again, I don't want to get into Mormon theology here.
Yes,
but
please
I
don't.
Would say that
please don't.
I think that it's actually more interesting than you'd think. Watch Adonis Paul. He does a good series on it. But
sure.
My whole thing is that I think Ashton is and this is my honest take on the man in general, is that he's spiritually diseased.
Spiritually diseased.
Is that what you're seeing there? Is the result with the weight gain and everything? This is someone who is is literally shitting on the gifts God gave him because he's angry at God.
What gifts did God give
Ashton Parks?
What gifts did God give Ashton Parks?
He could have been a very effective preacher, as someone who enjoys theology, as someone who enjoys listening to people talk about God and religion.
Someone says one of the gifts was autism. Do you agree, Shaggy?
That's one of the challenges God gave him.
Right.
But if you're asking me sincerely, I thought that he genuinely inherited his grandfather's gifts for preaching because he has a passion for speaking about Christ. That, however, is now forever marred defiled by the fact that if he talks about the Lord, he's a hypocrite now. Even no matter how much passion you have for that, you can't talk about like being a righteous and moral person when you make a living selling hatred of Ethan Ralph to severely mentally ill people on the internet. Like, he's as far from being his grandfather now as you ever could be. He's been basically, like, alienated, if not excommunicated, from the church his grandfather founded.
Yes.
And he's living a life that his grandfather would have been disgusted with.
Well, he's living literally in sin with a homosexual, in a homosexual, like, common law marriage. I mean, that's as far away from the church's preachings as you can imagine, isn't it?
So far the farthest I've seen him fall is when Andy Worski was talking about selling abortion merchandise.
Yes.
Based on it. Like, you can't come back from that. Like, even if one day Ashton Parks has a come to Jesus moment, he will never be the person.
Do you think he's going to be having that road to Damascus moment, Shaggy, at this point in time?
I think when everything burns to the ground, he may return to Christ. But the thing that's going to be hard for him is some part of him, if he truly does turn to Christ, then some part of him will know he will never now be worthy of taking on his grandfather's role of being a pastor. After
this is getting really real, Shaggy. It's getting real. And it's getting right in the feels.
Well, I'm just speaking as a man of faith. I can't say never because that's beyond my knowledge.
Yes.
But I would say that if he's really sincere about his faith in Christ, then, I mean, after literally working with Andy Worski, running this abomination of a program that's based on you know...
I think abomination is a fair term to apply to what we're seeing, Shaggy. I don't think that's in any way an outlandish term to describe what we see.
Well, no, there's some parts of what's gone on truly are abominable. There's a lot of what's gone on. It's not just like desecration.
I am listening, Shaggy, but I just need a piss. So please fill time. I'll be 2 seconds. I won't wash my hands.
Yeah, no. I don't care. That's a classic move in the sector, is taking a piss while having a conversation on stream. But, like, yeah, no, I feel that the worst thing about the casino is that if they just covered Ralph when he took an L, that would be one thing. But the fact that it truly is dedicated to profiting off the man's misery, it does, like, Jesus doesn't give a shit who the fuck. It doesn't matter that it's Ethan Ralph in the eyes of Christ. Like, Christ isn't like, well, it's okay because it's Ethan Ralph. No. If your entire fucking, if not just your show, but your job is to, like, profit off this person's misery and suffering, that is satanic. Like, there's no other way to put that. That's evil. Like, and,
Noodle status drained. Right, Shaggy. I have other callers that have been desperately trying to get on, so I need a quick promo. Cut into me, sign off with something fire, wild, hype up something. Just go ahead. You've got like 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing a stream with Jabberjaw later. If I can get a hold of him today, if not tomorrow, we're going to be doing a stream on whatever the fuck I feel like.
Well, hopefully it's Owen Baker, because that was funny. That made me laugh quite a bit, Shaggy. So yes, tune in, folks, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in to Professor Shaggy and Dr. Jabberjaw as they... What's the topic of the stream, Shaggy?
We're going to be discussing Jabberjaw's views on Islam. And if you thought mountains with vaginas was crazy, wait till you hear his takes on the Quran. Yeah.
It's Dr. Jabberjaw's takes on the Quran. All right. Thanks, Shaggy. I hope you call in next time.
Yep. Will do.
All right. You take care. Now's your chance, people of the sector. You call in. Call in. Sorry, we rested the oranges on, so this was just going the whole time as Shaggy was talking. I think there's lines and lines of this, to be honest. You have the floor. Cliff was trying to call. We'll give Cliff a call back. It's Cliff, the head writer of the writer's room. Pliff ain't answering. Okay. You have the floor. Anyone call in, by all means. You have the floor. Get Esoteric Shaggy on. I mean, if he wants to come on, he can come on. I have no reservations about Esoteric Shaggy. Just give me a second. Okay. It looks like we've got no callers. I think all of the callers tuned out after Shaggy. But I thought Shaggy's call-in was pretty wild. Elaine says, I was in the shower, lol, out now. So we might have an Elaine call-in. But for the inaugural call-in stream, there hasn't really been... There's been, 4 callers? Which is tough. What we'll do is, we'll probably play us out. Unless anyone wants to call, you have the floor, ladies and gentlemen.
Some things.
Okay.
All right, kid.
It's an advert for The Mandalorian Season 3, which we won't watch. So there we go, folks. Unless anyone has... Now's your chance. No one's calling, folks, so that's it. Gahul says I sent a request. There is no requests on this thing. No requests. Look. Look, Gahul. Observe. Nothing. So, either your shadow bands... or, something's amiss there.